Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Secret Sauce Combination Act Trade Review. During this time, I may take some trades. So I'm currently watching Netflix from Liam, who warned me on this one, and some Tesla. So these little breakouts here, I might take a few trades. Hold on. There goes Netflix. All right, market is popping a little bit. And Netflix is moving. How come I cannot get Tesla to move? There it goes. Tesla just paid me $138.91. I'm currently up $1,033 for the day. I am done trading. I just did my final trade. I was sitting at 918. I just took that final trade. I'm now currently $1,033.51 for the day. And now I can enjoy the rest of my day with all of you. Thank you, Liam. I appreciate you, Liam. I could have took Netflix, but I think it was better for me to take Tesla. Would you not agree? Either or, I would have won. Anyway, I have no trades outstanding. Okay. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So now the trade came back down, but I'm done with it now. Okay. Now I can go into, finally hit it. It took me all day to get $1,000 in my bank. It's unbelievable. But now I don't want to look at it no more. Okay. So I came back in the chat room approximately about 25 minutes ago, 27 minutes ago, and I was sitting at about $518, and I made just now over $500, so live in the room. And all I did was go around scalp trading. Now, what's scalp trading? Scalp trading is where it's timing. It takes practice and practice and practice and practice. Everything is practice. And it's all timing because, especially in a choppy market, it's even more timing. But what you want to look for when you're doing scalp trading are breakouts. And what is a breakout? Okay. I don't just randomly go and just take a stock and go, okay, I'm long here. I have to have something moving. It's got to show me it wants to move higher. Or I want to take it short, like it's going to come down and collapse. So what I look for, and what to me everyone should look for, is breakouts. So momentum for Tesla's a different beast. I'm going to do simpler trades like a Netflix and a Roku and a Zoom. Because Tesla, you really have to play it almost daily to understand each movement and what the stock is doing. Cars moving up, boss? Let me see. Good for you. Good trade. Yeah, those auto rentals. So whenever I'm trading intraday, I'm looking for breakouts, and I want to show you breakouts on Netflix and Zoom. Here, let's take Zoom up and Roku. These are two prime examples of breakouts. Okay, so I come in and I'm trading stocks. So if I feel like the stock's going to pop at the open, when I say pop at the open, that means the stock's going to have a momentum move to the upside. If I say the stock is going to pull at the open, that means the stock is going to collapse and pull down. So when you do my notes, when you see my notes, if I say this will pull at the open to 75 and under and then bottom curl, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means the opening bell, you get a small pop, pop at the open, small pop. Small pop to me is something that moves $1, $2, $1.50, depending on the stock. So for a Roku to move $1, that's a small pop to me. So what I'll do is I'll say small pop at the open, scale in short, look for the pull. The pull will come, look for 75 bottom curl, and then go long. Because I've determined based on market conditions today that the most this will pull to is $75. And to me, that would be an area where I start scaling in long. Then I look for a bottom curl. This is what you call a bottom curl. Here's the bottom. Here's the curl. You see how the curl's breaking out? See these higher highs? That's a bottom curl. So when I'm making my call, I'll say, I'm looking for a pull at the open. Now, I may not even short the open. I could short it here and make 4 points. But to me, I like to play that bottom curl. So I will simply just wait for a bottom curl at my target price of 75, bottom curl and long it to the upside. And then I'm done. And there's the trade. So for you as a trader, when you see a note that says, okay, this should pull at the open to 75 and under, you need to start scaling in somewhere around $75, $76 a share with room to 74. So every time I give a play, I will say give this room to here. If I say give it room to $74.73 a share, again, you start taking at 76. You take now, how do you take? How do you scale in? How do you scale in? Right. What do you normally like to play with? 500 shares, 300 shares, 200 shares, 100 shares. What do you like to play with? So let's just say you're comfortable with 500 shares or 300 shares on trades. You want to start scaling in a quarter of that position. So if you're a 200 share guy or a 300 share guy and you like to have full positions at 400, you want to start scaling in at 100, at 25%. So you take 50 shares, let's say. It pulls again some more. You add 50 more. Now you have 100 shares. And your average is now going to be 75.58. I always do market order. I do not do limit order, especially when the market is open. I do limit order in pre-market, but I do not do or aftermarket. Limit orders are the only thing I can do and execute through TD, Fidelity, or even Speed Trader. However, when the market is opening and I start to see it pull and I start to see my 75 coming, I'm clicking 50 shares or 100 in my case. Then it pulls again, I add another 100. Now my average is 200 shares with 75.50. Now I wait for the pop. I'm already up now 76.67 right here. I'm up a point. I can take that trade and be done. I'm comfortable making $200 and moving on to another trade. If I wait just a few more minutes, I can literally make $400 on that same trade because now I am up actually $600. So here's the bottom curl, 200 shares in. It pops right here after only 12 minutes of the opening bell. I'm at 78 a share with a 75.50 average. I scaled in 200 shares. I have 2.5 points on the table. I currently will have over $600 on that trade. I'm done with the trade. I don't care if the trade goes to 80. That's wonderful. I'm a day trader. I'm trading the action. I'm trying to hit my daily goal. In the beginning, my daily goals used to be 200 or 250. Then I moved up to 500. Then I started doing 1,000 and I was hitting that. And then I started going to 2,000 and 25. And that's when I started getting into trouble. I got over aggressive and I had more losses than wins. So where I felt comfortable is hitting my 1,000. I found it fun, relaxing, enjoyable, easy to do. I could scalp trade if I miss the morning moves, if I'm helping people. I know I'm going to make my 1,000. I'm not even worried about it. So that gives me that comfort that I can do that and accomplish that, and I have all day to do it. All right. And if you make 1,000 a day, that's 20 a month, and it's $250,000 a year. For day trading, it's very comfortable. For some of you, for some of you, a lot of you want to make more than that. You'll make 1,500 or 2,500, or in some cases 20,000 a week. It's wonderful, but that's what is comfortable for you. Comfortable for me is I have the challenge of running the room, taking care of all of you, making sure everyone's in the room and happy. You're all making money because this room isn't about me. Okay, this room isn't about Dark Side. This room isn't about Janny. This room is built for you to succeed as a day trader, whether you're scalping or playing a penny stock or mid cap stock or an average stock for $50 or $30. It doesn't matter how much we make. All right, you don't ever see a Dark Side putting a P&L or a Janny. All right. But we've been doing full-time trading for 7, 8 years in the room together. Okay. The reason why I like to show you what I'm doing is because I'm mostly on the mic in the morning, most of the day, but I want you to see that just if you just trade off of my list daily, this great list that I put together, you can pick anything you want and make your goal. All right. And that's what this room is all about. It's not about how much money I have or where I live or how I live. Okay. All right. Obviously, would you respect me if I was living in a basement? Uh-huh. Paying $200 in rent? Would you really respect me? Or would you look up to me? I don't know. Some of you may, you know, or do some of you look like, how does this dude live? What does he do? What does he drive? Because that has a perception on you, like, okay, he's successful, he does well. Okay. But for me, I do well. If I didn't have the room, I could go back to making 2,500 a month, and I'd be happy with that because I don't have to deal with anybody. I could just focus in. Okay, I'm gonna take this trade bigger size, take this trade bigger size, take this trade bigger size. I'm done. But when you run a room of this high caliber and you've got great traders like Oil and Liam and Hector and Brandy and Noel and so many of you that are just amazing, Jason and that just kill it every day, live too long, you know. Again, it's watching you grow and make money is the most important thing to me. Because you know what? In the end of the day, yes, when you see me post a P&L and you say, I was there when he made that trade. Oh, I was there when he did that. Oh, he took that one in front of me. Oh, I remember that one. He made $70. Okay. It's exciting because you could have done it with me versus just watching me. And I tend to trade like that. So you can kind of see how really easy it is once you understand scout moves, way to scale in, how to scale in, what to look for, and so forth. And again, it's the room was built on your success because at the end of the day, imagine you having to talk, hey, what did you do today? Are you okay? Is everything fine? Okay, I'm killing it. I made $350 today. What did you do? You're working? No, I day trade. I trade in this great room, and this guy tells you what to do, and he helps you, he guides you, he loves you. I mean, he's family, and he shows you a trade. He goes, "This is going to do this, and I'm going to long it." And I press the button and makes I'll sum up $120, and I just smile when he talks to me. I'm like, man, this guy's unbelievable. Give me another one. Wow, give me that room. I like to do that. Can you show me? Right. And next thing I know, boom, another subscriber, and another subscriber, and another subscriber. So, and right now, because everyone's pretty much on lockdown, everybody's looking for that way to make money, right? Now, can you sell items on eBay, online, and Amazon? Okay, but who's buying? Who's buying? Nobody has jobs. So it should be insolvent next quarter. Thank you. Thank you, Seema. I'll let people know that. Thank you, sir. Good news on that one. It's negative, but it's still good that you post that. Thank you, Seema. Gonna have to make you a mod soon, Seema. You find some other awesome stuff. So anyway, so when I put my list together, I'm all constantly saying this will do this will fall, this will collapse, this is a sell-off. Okay, so let's just take one trade today, for instance, Meds. Now, Meds was given on certain Twitter feeds as well. It was on play on Friday. They had some PR on Thursday evening, Friday it moved, and then today it gapped up all the way to $12. Okay, but the news to me was not sufficient to sustain the big move. So for me as a day trader, I look at that as this will sell off to about 750 at the open. When it does, I would buy this on a bottom curl and take it to 11. If this stock runs to 11 at the open, then look for a sell-off back to 750 or $7 because in the end, this is nearly a pump and dump. This is simply a sell-off and gap build back. So anytime you see 11 or 12, just know I have read the news. I've traded long enough to know This is a sell-off to $7 and under. So you go to the stock, and here's meds, and there's the sell-off, $7 and under. There's the pop to 11, the sell-off to 650. If you were in our room and you took 300 shares as a starter position, you still would have cleared about 4 points. That's $1,200 with only $3,100 buying power. So if you had $399 and you open up a $14,000 account and you have shares to short on meds, you could have been in our room and said, okay, I'm going to wait for the pop it open to 11. When it hits there, I'm going to confirm with him that he wants to short the stock. I'm going to scale in 200 shares, 300 shares. I normally like to play with 1,000. You scale in 200 or 300, and then you take it down. You take a point, another point, you scale out a little, you scale out a little, you move your stops, you move your stops. Now, a lot of people ask me, what's your stop? Okay. To me, when you ask me that, it's like, what's the most you're willing to give? So if I'm going to take, let's say, meds, I'd say, I'm going to give this to 12.50. So I'm going to start in with 500 shares. So I can realistically lose $650 if it pops another point and a half. But I feel comfortable starting it at 500 when I get confirmation that it's going to be a lower low setting in, and this is a lower low. See this? Lower low. I can always add here or here another 250 or 500 shares. Then my average would be, if I have $11.20 on a market order and I filled right down here at 10 or 980, my average would be about 1040 with 1,000 shares with 10,000 buying power. And then what I would do is just wait for a quick pull. Now, when the pull would come, now it's at 820. I now own 1,000 shares. I'm currently up $2,000. I would be done with this position. You see how simple that trade was? On the long side, if you didn't want to short it, I would call it out in the room. I would say, okay, you see this breakout on a flag. This is a flag breakout. You see how right here? You see this point right here at $9.06? That is a breakout coming. That is exceeding over here. So to me, on that bottom curl, flag breakout, long here, 500 shares. Give it room. What's your risk? Your risk would be about right here, which would be about 50 cents. So on 500 shares, you're going to risk $250 on that trade. When I called it out, I said this is going to 11, possibly 12. Let it rock. Ding, 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 ding. It pulled. There's the 7.75. I wait for the bottom curl confirmation. Long it here in the greatest chat room in the world. Take 500 shares. Bam. I'm up 1,000. I'm done for the day. See how simple that was? Market order in, market order out. You might even get lucky and get that pop and get an extra 50 cents for another $250 in your pocket. Very simple trade to make 1,000 to 1,250 with 500 shares. Right? You didn't need to hit a home run. It wasn't liquid enough for you to hit a home run. Liquid means that I look at the spike. You see the spike here? This is only 50,000 shares. Liquidity wise, I'm looking for 250 to 300,000. That's when you could do, 5,000 shares, 6,000 shares, 10,000. Because if you do too much big here and you go to sell, the stock will yank. You see these things right here? That's 17,000. You see this one right here? 37,000. You see this one here? That's 7,000. That's not liquid enough. You need more liquidity for you to do size. So this is a perfect one for 500 to 1,000. That way, when you do sell, you get close to your level 2, and your bid and ask should be pretty tight. And as long as you don't have a huge seller in there dumping 100,000 shares, you're in good shape. Okay. Now with Roku, again, bottom curl. So you start here, you add here. Now let's just do another one. Zoom. Okay, look at Zoom. All the opportunities Zoom gave you. You can see them spotted out. Can't you see them? I could see them right away, right? Initial pop at the open, then it pulled. Now, where would I long this stock, right? Well, I would wait. I want the stock to show me. For me, for me, for me, I'm buying here. I want to break this level here at 145. I break that level, I can score 250 shares or 100 shares click, 100 shares click, 2 market orders. have a 144.15 average, and let it rip. Then I get 2 or 3 points to 4 points. I sell 2, I sell 1, I'm done. I don't need to look at the trade anymore. This trade, I made $404 today on that trade, doing exactly what I just told you I would do. I made, I'll tell you right now, I made Zoom, $404.91. I will post the P&L on Twitter after I'm done with this. And I did exactly that. I did exactly that. I just scaled in. I was looking for the move. I got the move. I took a position on the breakout. I was waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it. I didn't care about all these other moves. I just waited. It came up, saw the curl, bam, 100 shares, click, click, 100 shares, click, click, boom, sold it, 1.5 points. I was up $320. Done. Then I waited for another opportunity right here. You see this breakout coming? Look at this breakout again. See that? That's a breakout coming. I long 100 shares here. I risk a move to 148. It gets ready. Bam, I'm out. Right there. 80 cents to $1. Even though that's a $2 move. Right? And then if I would have stayed, which typically I don't, but if I would have stayed, bam, another 3 more points. I never go back with I coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know? I look at the move. I made my money. Could I have made more? Could I have spent more patient? I'm a day trader. All right. I'm trading that action at that moment for that time. All right. I'm focused on the move. Okay. Do I think this stock will just go to 165? No, I don't. But it did. So on the move up, since there's no downside to it, I might as well just play the chart. And each time it breaks out, I want to play the chart. Each time it breaks out, I want to play the chart. So let's do another one on our list. Roku, Zoom, TDD. Where's a good one? Like Netflix is really good. Any pullback to me was a bond curl. Stock should move to 370 today, 365 to 370. So let's take a look how Netflix worked. So on Netflix, okay, I was looking for a little bit of a pullback to 335 area. Okay, obviously it did not happen. So then I thought, okay, then I see the stock going to 365. If the stock holds, I see a move to 365. So, and here's the 366 area. So it did exactly what I figured it would do. Now, how do you trade this? Okay, well, you get the initial pop at the open, which is what I calculated. Now, this initial pop is pretty aggressive. Most chat rooms would love a 342 to 354. And so if you look at my notes, I said watch for a pop on Netflix to 350 to 353. So the stock was already sitting at $338. You could have came in and said, well, AJ sees it popping to 353 before a pullback. So I might as well just take 50 shares. What do I have to lose? So he's saying it will go up to $350, but the stock's sitting at 342. So AJ's telling me as a day trader, I can make 8 points at the opening bell. Yes. So you could have took 100 shares, and within 100 shares would have cost you 34,000 buying power. 50 shares would have cost you 15,000 buying power. 25 shares would have cost you about 7,000 buying power. Now let's add. You market open, ding, 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 ding. Boom, 2 candles, you're already up. Guess how much? 11 points. And you did it in 90 seconds. So you market order in, you market order out in 90 seconds. On this candle alone, at 353 on the opening bell, if you had done 100 shares, I want you to look, market order, click, 100 shares, you do it 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. Anytime here, past 350, 351, you could have cleared about $700, $800, $900. And then you would have been done for the day. For you with 25 shares, 6,000 buying power, cleared 4, you'd have been up $100 on your first trade in 90 seconds. Market order in, market order out. I'm not fiddling with limit orders. Why? Well, let's talk about that. Here's your level 2. You see how much stock is available? Not every market maker has the same stock amount, right? Like we got Edge at 362, we got ARC at 362.25 or 56, we have BATS at 60, whatever, and they just go higher. So not everyone has the same stock available. So when you're buying, all right, so when you're selling, when you if you go in there and you try to do a limit order, you and are chasing. Let's say you say, I want a limit order at 346, so I'm going to put 346 on the opening bell. Well, guess what? There are about a $500 traders out there trying to get 346. So stand in line. In other words, your line is only so deep, right? This is your line. It's only so deep, correct? So where are you going to be? You're at the back of the bus, right? You're down here, and it ain't going to fill you. And by the time you're trying to get filled, it's too late. It's already filled. Somebody else got your stock. So now what do? You change it. Okay, I'll do 345.11. Oh, so well, it moved. Okay, I'll do 346. Okay, now it's already at 348. You've already missed a move because you're dwindling with limit orders. Don't do that. Okay, a market order at the opening bell should give you a decent fill depending on what platform you're on. Good route. Slam it, get it in there, and then boom. Just count the money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sell it. $600. I'm done for the day. And a lot of these setups that I do in this room are based on this philosophy, especially in the morning hours. For me, I want to make my money in the first 30 minutes and be done. There's no excuse why I can't unless I get so preoccupied trying to help everyone succeed with their trades. And that's why a lot of you do so well in here because you're focused in on that one trade. Some of you took Zoom today. You said, man, once this hits, and he's going to long it, I'm going to long it with 500 shares. Bam! You get 8 points. You're up, what, 4 grand? $4,000 on 8 points. 4,000 in one trade on one day. Multiply that by 5 days. That's 20 a week, 80 a month. But it's all capable. You could do that in here. What's 500 shares on 140? 500 shares, that's 9,000. No, 90,000. About $94,000 worth of stock to buy. But you don't worry about, oh my gosh, 90,000 to make 4,000. Don't. You're in the wrong world when you think like that. You think shares. Shares. 200 shares, I'm going to risk a point, $200. 400 shares, risk a point, $400. 500 shares, risk a point, $500. You're not thinking 500 shares at 150. Oh my gosh, that's like $70,000 I'm risking. You're not risking. That's what margin money's for. You're risking the point. Just the amount of shares you're playing. If it's 100 shares, you're risking 1 point for $100 for a 3-point upside move or a 4-point upside move. Okay? So let's look at another one we did today. Shop was good. Hasbro. Okay, now Hasbro was gapping up 6 from Bank the Trade Speed. He said that Hasbro made a comment that they're in good shape. Now Hasbro's been me and Brandy was playing Hasbro when it was 110. That thing sunk past 80. When it broke 80, it came to 70. When it broke, I hadn't even looked at that stock, and now it's in the 50s. Finally, Hasbro comes out, makes a statement. Hey, we're got plenty of liquidity. We're fine. Okay, we're gonna weather the storm. Okay, that's important for investors. They want to hear that, you know? Investors need to hear that because their portfolio on Hasbro is in half. So finally something positive. So that stock is going to make even a little bit more upside because shorts are going to get squeezed. Now that they're hearing Hasbro go, hey, this should actually move up even more. And we should have a good year. Once we get through this, we're going to be fine. Shorts have nowhere to go, and analysts aren't downgrading the stock, so the shorts got to get out, which is going to create an extra squeeze at the open. So to me, I felt the stock would go to 53.55, even though it was gapping up at 51. I figured 2 or 3 more points to the upside. So let's take a look how Hasbro worked. Here's Hasbro. So again, because I've been trading for 16 years, I can top stocks. I could say this is going to go here. From 49, I can go to 55. I want you to look how I wrote it. If the stock pulls to 49, long it and go to 55. If the stock pulls to 49, long it and go to 55. So what I'm telling you right there on that stock that I've already evaluated with my 16 years of history of understanding the stock, understanding the market, how we're trading today, that if that stock goes to 49, I want you as a day trader to start going in there with 100 shares, 200 shares. 49 is only 49. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's 4,900, right? It's not 49,000, right? Because 490 would be 49,000, right? So it should only be 4,900. So at 4,900, am I right? If I'm wrong, tell me. Slap me in my face. But at $4,900, 100 shares, now you're saying to yourself, well, AJ said it's going to go to 55. So I'm going to get in there. I'm going to wait for it to pull to 49. And if it hits 53, 55, I'm going to sell it because I have 100 shares. I'm going to risk $4,900. I'm going to buy $4,900 worth of stock, but I'm going to sell the stock at 53, 5,400. So that difference I get to make, right? Do I need a full size in? There's no need. You know, you're not here to hit a home run. You don't need to buy 10,000 shares unless that's what you want to do. If you want to make $50,000 this morning, you can do that. I'm not going to deny you. I'm just telling you where to stock. And this is the beauty of what we do. The bigger the account, the more risk you take. You could, if you have a $1 million account, you could buy 10,000 shares of Hasbro at the opening bell. Bam, hit 49, 10,000 shares. Like somebody buying 1,000 shares, right? Now that might cost you a crap load of money, right? 10,000 shares. But guess what? If you hit 4 points, you make $40,000 for the day, right? So let's take a look. Ding, 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 ding. Here's the pull. AJ said 49 pullback. Guess what? $49.25. There you go long, 500 shares. Higher highs set in. Start to bottom curl, the higher highs set in. Bam. Now you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost 6 points on this trade. 100 shares at 49. You can sell 100 shares out at 53 or 54 a share. Simple. Any account could have done this today. 399 account, open it up, get 14,000 buying power, bought 100 shares, you only use 4,900 of it, you could have made $500 on your 399 today. Simple. Easy stock to read, easy to understand. After that, be done with it. Don't need to go back in. There is something for everyone in this room. You know, over the weekend, I mentioned Zoom. And if you open up an account at TradeNet and you open it up and got 14,000 buying power, you could have bought 100 shares, 12,000 buying power, and it would have ran 10 points and you would have made $1,000. And some idiot out there who has not traded long enough, um, he's just a newbie, called me a con man. You're a con man. There's no platform in the world that exists on that. And so to me, it's like, okay, I did block him ultimately because I don't like negativity on my feed. And you can't, people hate in our world what they don't understand. And if you don't understand what we do here, then you shouldn't be commenting. And I want to thank Nicholas and somebody else, Nicholas and I think Stock somebody said something on my behalf. Jack, I think his name is Jackie. So thank you very much. That was very kind of you. As a beginner, would you just pick one stock for the day? Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, thank you. You should have showed him the platform link and then gave it to him and showed him the actual box package. I think that would have just, oh. As a beginner, would you just pick one stock for the day and stick with? Well, Jake, I don't know you yet. You and I were getting to know each other. So, yes, initially, yes, I'd want to. But for you, I want you to just practice. Paper trade for a week. If you're new in this room, Jake, you're in the ultimate day trading room in the world. There's no other room better than this. There is no room better than this. Okay? So you got the premier room now. Now you have to get familiar with how we make the calls, how we make the trades. What are we looking for? And then for me to go back and explain the move behind the move. Give it a week or two, then start implementing the calls that you like. You might like $50 stocks. You might like cheaper stocks. You might have more fun doing meds. at a $10 stock. You might like a 50. You might like 100. You won't know yet until you start figuring what fits you. Okay. And then once it fits you, then bam, you could be playing Netflix for 50 shares, and get a 10-point hit and maybe make $500. I don't know, Jake. You have to kind of figure out this is a whole new world for you because you're probably used to $2 stocks and some guy yelling on the screen or why didn't you buy that? And then it drops a buck, and it's like, dude, I just want to make money. But what I do every day when I put this list together, Jake, is I'll give you a cheap stock, a dollar stock, $5 stock, $10 stock, a $20 stock. Then I start moving up 50, 70, 100, 200, right? 300, 400, and then I'll have some notables on the bottom. Okay. So you might say, I like $50 stocks. And I like that Hasbro. That looks like a good one. I'm going to wait for 49, do 100 shares, and I'll get $300 for the day. I'm good. That might work for you. But how will you know until you figure out what it is that you look for? And what you need to do as a new trader in the room is take my list, take the secret sauce that I'm doing, right? And then just kind of match what I'm doing every day. I do this every day on YouTube. You can just look. I've got over 500 videos, and each of them match the secret sauce. I mean, look, I got 500 of them. I can go on and on and on. So for me, I think it's a lot comes down to interpreting. No, exactly, and always ask questions. Have me help you. I'm here to help you, Jake. I want you to succeed. What good is it for me if you're going to be losing here, right? You're not going to refer me to somebody, right? And so, anyway, so in closing, scaling in, read the notes, know your risk and reward before you take your trade. You know, scale in. Don't be a home run hitter. Take that 50 shares, that 100 shares to get started, and you too will become successful. All right. I mean that. All right. And before I close out on this webinar, I want to say without crying, all right, without getting emotional, it is my son's birthday. He is officially, this is my boy. His name is Sebastian. So um, I love you. Happy birthday to you. He was born 2020. He's now 20 years old. And to me, he's accomplished more than I could. In his 20 years, where this man is going, he is a pure leader, and he is going to be the most incredible analyst, leader, vice president, CEO of some company, whether it's Credit Suisse or Goldman, or he is going to be the man. And I love you, Sebastian. And I'm not going to get emotional, but I love you from the moment you were born. And I've always taken care of you, and I will take care of you for the rest of my life. I love you. So happy birthday to you. Happy 20 years old. And I love you. Okay. So I just wanted to say that to my son. All right. And that's it. That is today's recording. All right. So this is my Twitter feed. You want to join our room? Just click here on any of our links and boom, scroll down and you are in Awesome Calls. Just click on the bottom, click over here and just a day, week, or month. And remember, 18 chat rooms have been here. 18 rooms, from Discord rooms to chat rooms, all came from this room. Other than Timothy Sykes, I don't know who else could build rooms the way we do. Now, are they us? I'll have to let you decide. But I think you already know the answer to that. There's only one Awesome Calls. That's who we are. All right? We're doing this almost going on 8 years now. I love you all. Thank you.